Um, I really wanted to start as I've arrived in um, Tasmania, in Queenstown, here in my studio. And last night I got my paints out. See the canvas down there on the ground. Sorry, down there on the ground, and paper canvases. So there's nothing here still, as I explained last time. I'm still this empty, there's empty, not empty thoughts now, because I've driven across 4 hours across Tasmania and seen some extraordinary landscape already. It was a very, very beautiful day yesterday. But what I'm really starting to wrestle with is the whole question that we all have: is how do you begin and where do you begin? Which comes back to that great quote of Alice, where do I begin? Which you begin at the beginning and you go on until you get to the end. So the question is where in fact. Another thing I think I'm really thinking about is that great Wittgenstein thought, which is about language games and what particular aspects am I after? What particular aspects am I wanting to inquire about? I don't know. I don't think yet. What language game do I want to set up? And what do I want to catch? The particular that I want to seek. So I need a strategy. One thing I do know is that yellow is the colour. Yellow is the question that I'm really thinking about. So, and I'm surrounded here at the bottom of this. Don't know if I'll call it a valley, but very, very steep sides, and it's this extraordinary ochre, different yellow ochres descending down from the mine that we passed, and hopefully I'll get some images of that to show you. It's just incredible, very, very, very deep, and the old mine is what I could look at, but you could just see in the distance the new mine, which has isn't open at the moment, but I'm hoping to. Well, I mean, it's not being used at the moment because of, there's been a tragedy a little while ago, so they're just waiting for it to reopen. So the town is in a state of waiting. But that looked extraordinary, so I'm hoping Raymond's going to be able to sort that out, and us can visit and see down into this huge depth of yellows and this mine. I think thinking about that whole thing of language game, what is my language game? Well, my language game is the colour yellow, and how can I bring things out of myself and bring things out as I spend time here. It's quite an extraordinary town. It's like no other place I've been to before. It's quite small. Everyone's very, very friendly. In fact, ever since I've stepped into Tasmania, into Australia, everyone's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, really, really pleasant, really lovely, really kind, really thoughtful, really, it's a great place. So I need a strategy. That's really, really what I'm thinking about at the moment. I'm observing place. I'm looking at the peculiar, I'm looking at the difference of things I haven't seen before. So I was thinking really about making drawings, and so I can internalize through visualization, so I can make visible aesthetics, because my eyes are alien to this place, so I'm seeing things fresh, and I'm a seasoned, experienced looker, so I'm looking for things, looking for different things, exciting things. So I'm going to be looking, when I'm walking around, as I will be quite soon, at shape and form repetition, at line repetition, spatial awareness, movement, rhythms, of course tone, surface, colour, and I suppose where I'm really coming from are visual haptic responses, kind of synesthetic responses, awakenings. This is where dyslexics are helpful because we've connected ourselves differently. And I know I must trust my instinct, my intuition, my emotion, and just think of differences, peculiarities. I want to go and find some places where I can dig up some pigment or find some pigment so I can clean it and use it and make some paint out of it. But what I tend to do today is make up all my paints to make up, as you can see behind me in those pots, all the different yellows so I can start to make stuff. My question really is at the moment is, do I make that a big canvas like all this? If you look behind me, here on the floor there's an enormous canvas, or do I go with the size that's over here? And I've got some lovely paper. So which am I going to do something flipping huge, or do I remain, you know, kind of tabletop size? I don't know. That's what I've been kind of wrestling with at the moment. So I think I'll make the paint up and see that kind of beautiful kind of quality of yellow. But I've got a kind of nagging feeling maybe I should do something very big, and as well as, you know, all the smaller stuff. But I think that's where I am at the moment, and I need to get out and walk and look at stuff a bit. But I've had a big saturation yesterday of driving through, but it changes as you go more and more westwards through Tasmania and it's a bit wetter today. It was absolutely beautiful, very, very hot yesterday, just blue sky. So it's all new, so I'm just thinking now of how to begin. I know my language game is yellow, and I'm going to explore and look at the yellows, and then I need to start. I just think I start to choose a colour to put a ground on. So I'll size some paper, and I'll cover them with different yellows, so they have different beginning points for the different language games, and then choose what colours will be in each painting, and then just start really and see what happens. That's about it really. So this is really day one here for me. I had a nice coffee this morning, and I'm about to meet Raymond and have a little chat about things. Had a lovely meal last night, met Helena and the 4 dogs. We'll meet them soon. They'll be running around here. Okay, so I think I'll end there.